What is up, guys? Technicals here. I'd like to start with a fundamental question. Why do you mine cryptocurrency? Me personally, I want money. I want dollars because that's how I can spend on my bad habits. I'm not really interested in the coins themselves, what they do. They've had 12 years to make a change, and all they've done is sell out to BlackRock. I'm not really concerned with what the coins do, but I understand a lot of people are about the cause. They're about jihad. But are you more so on the want to make money side, passive income side, or on the principled side where I want, to change the world or end the Fed or whatever? Or are you some mix in between? This is an engagement bait. I'd love to know your comments below for the engagement, but just think about it in your own brain. Because a lot of people lately have been talking about how GPU mining is dead. I put out this video recently, more of a comedy skit, sort of highlighting and poking fun at the whole GPU mining is dead sort of thing. Because it seems like ever since Ethereum merged, there hasn't been much opportunity for GPU miners out there. It's really just the coin du jour coming along, and then it's profitable for a little bit, and then it gets listed on an exchange, and then it goes into nothing because there's so many miners out there, everyone bum rushes the coin, and there's immense sell pressure, so it can never go parabolic, and it just goes into nothing. Sure, there are exceptions, of course, but usually those coins are quickly targeted by FPGAs, and that then, that's the pipeline to ASICs, and then ASICs take over, and then GPU miners and CPU miners are just left with the chopped liver. Since I'm garnering the reputation as a bad boy in this crypto mining YouTube space, I'm gonna go ahead and Salt Bay in a little hot take comment that GPU mining really isn't proof of work anyway. What do you mean? Of course it's proof of work. I'm securing the blockchain. It's marketing. It's 100% marketing. I think I've said it before, and I'm 100% convinced at this point that any new coin that launches, proof of work, GPU mineable, CPU mineable, things like that, it's 100% marketing. They want people to jump on the coin and have all these people who are itching and just waiting and hopium, injecting hopium into their veins to mine these coins, hold on to a bag of it, and then go out and shill it. Because coins doing ICOs and airdrops and things like that, those really don't seem to work anymore because no one's trusting of that kind of model. The people that don't sit on it go immediately to an exchange and sell it, and there's all this downward sell pressure, and so the coin really never goes anywhere. On top of that, it prompts another fundamental question, and I know I'm getting to the point of this video, hang on, but it prompts another fundamental question that I'm always asking myself is, in order for things to be profitable, someone's got to be on the other end buying this garbage after we mine it. I think I rack my brain, who is buying this stuff after we sell it? Coin du jour goes to an exchange. Who is buying it? And I mean, back in the day, sure, there were people who think, oh, this coin's going to the moon, every coin's going to the moon, the bull runs around the corner, I'll just buy it for cheap and it'll go 1,000x. But I can't help but think that there's just not that many people out there who are actually thinking any of these coins are going to go anywhere enough to buy them. So my theory, tinfoil hat time, is that it's completely and totally bots. It's 100% bots, just on these exchanges, battling back and forth all day, and maybe some guy with a neck beard comes in every once in a while to change some settings. But I think it's just bots trading back and forth, and we're selling into that for this tiny, tiny little amount of profit on this hardware that we spend thousands and thousands of dollars on. And that's where the solution comes in, which I think is the greatest solution ever. And I wish that I had enough technical know-how to actually develop or code or do anything. And this here, the technicals, I don't know if you've caught on to this by now, but this is kind of like a meta joke, and it has been from the beginning because there's nothing technical about me or my this content. But the solution that I think is going to come in and save the day are platforms like Salad.io, these hybridized platforms that do a little bit of cryptocurrency mining and a little bit of AI rendering. I don't know how many times I've mentioned, yes, I took a break off of mining for like 5-6 years. So a lot of the stuff that you guys are probably very familiar with is all brand new to me, and I've never seen it before. So Salad.io, completely brand new to me, and I know it's geared more towards and marketed more towards the 9-year-old gamers of the world to do work on their GPUs and while they're not playing Fortnite. It's completely new to me, and when I was looking around for this video to sort of reinforce the theory that I have, I found Salad.io, and it seems to be the biggest platform currently. So what do you mean, technicals? There's plenty of AI platforms out there like Clore or or Vast.ai, whatever, that are aiming to do this. Yes, but they're marrying their platforms to a cryptocurrency, and I think that's completely unnecessary. I just don't see a real reason for a lot of these projects to be tied to a crypto. It seems like they're saying, we want a cryptocurrency, now let's think of an idea that we can sort of bolt onto this that's good enough to make people want to buy it. I think that's currently the model, and I think that's what most projects are doing. but I think there is a need for AI rendering, but I don't think cryptocurrency necessarily needs to be associated with it. So platforms like Salad.io don't have a token established. You just get paid out in gift cards or digital goods or things like that. So the payment model is not what a typical miner is accustomed to, but I think for long-term and stable profits using equipment that you already have, I think it's a no-brainer. Pause. I know. I'm going to hear it from the trad maxers out there in the world and me. I mean, I think it's pretty clear I lean right on a lot of things. But this whole trad maxing moral thing, I'm expecting the Spanish, an inquisitor to walk in my door any second and ask if I've ever seen a pair of boobs on the internet and, you know, kind of hang me for it or something like that. Trad maxers need not keep watching, turn off the video. Rendering adult content with your hardware is something that's going to continue, and you're not going to be able to stop it. I don't know if you've seen this documentary or video or heard about this kind of thing, but this guy is basically rendering a AI influencer. This girl is not real, and putting her on the spicy sites and Instagram and things like that, and he's making tens, hundreds, millions of dollars by doing it. The girl's not real. It's some neckbeard in his basement just doing this. And how many people are going to do this in the future? It's a big cash cow. People are thirsty for it. We have the hardware that can facilitate it. Platforms like Salad.io are sending that distributed compute off to these different companies if they want to buy that rendering power in order to push their platforms. Before you call me shill, this isn't like a sponsored video. I'll put a referral link to Salad.io. So I'm editing this video and I got to the part where it's like, this isn't a sponsored video. I'll put a referral link to Salad.io. In order to just prove that it's not, and I don't care if you use it or not, I'm not going to put a referral link. I'm not even going to put a link to Salad.io. Well, it's pretty easy. Go to Salad.io, but I'm not going to put a link or anything like that. So none of you can say, oh, he's a sell. I'm not that guy, okay? I'm not the guy with the dog and the bunch of chia miners, okay? I'm not that guy. I don't care. I'm not making any money. No one's sponsoring me anyway because I'm too abrasive. No link, no shilling. So don't go. Don't do it. And I even say, I'm about to say it in the video, it's not making any money. So what do you want? What are you gonna do? I've left you nowhere to go. You can't complain. Fuck off. In the description below, this is it right here on this monitor. I don't recommend the platform because it's not making any money. This is a 7950 X3D with a 3080 Ti. Decently high-powered machine, right? As of right now, I'm gonna give you the real-time data. Right now, after almost 24 hours of mining on Salad.io on this dedicated machine, my current balance is 38 cents and it's pulling 434 watts. Now, I haven't done any undervolting or overclocking or anything like that on the GPU. I'm sure I could get that power cost down. But that's really not even any better than mining. However, I am getting paid out in like Amazon gift cards, which I'm going to spend money on Amazon regardless. So that's just offsetting what I would normally spend on Amazon. And you can get other digital goods and things like that. You're just not getting paid out in a crypto that has that 100x factor, which I think a lot of people kind of have, locked themselves into, and that's what they're going for. But if not, options like this exist. And I think if another platform like this came along that was a little bit more fashion forward with it and made it a little bit easier to, say, integrate into HiveOS or something along those lines, or kind of other platforms that do adult content or other AI generated content, I think it would be much more profitable. The best part about it is I think big companies won't touch it. Now, everybody has a boner for decentralization. I get it. You guys don't like centralized stuff, but let me tell you this: centralized stuff, centralized power, centralized authority tends to get the job done. We were so close. The big players won't touch this kind of stuff because there's this stigma, it's dirty, anything that has to do with adult content, people won't touch it. And I think that mainly comes from the legal standpoint, because if someone used your distributed compute power in order to generate an illicit piece of adult content, then maybe there's some legal concern there. I don't really know how though, because if I ran a tool rental business and someone rented a chainsaw and then used the chainsaw to chop up their wife in the shower, I don't know that I could be held liable for that, but hey, it's the digital space is a lot different. Now, big companies won't touch stuff like AI adult content rendering, but they absolutely will touch the compute for search engines or whatever, the chat bots, whatever, because they can build a really big computer very easily that they then centralize and control. They don't want to have to deal with a bunch of nunyaks with GPUs who will immediately, at the drop of a hat, move on to the next most profitable thing that's paying out 1 penny per hour more. If you're Google and sitting on $1 trillion in cash, you just build a really big ass computer and do it all in-house. You don't need, distributed compute and us. And to a lesser extent, these companies are concerned about their ESG score or DEI or whatever, woke stuff that, they say that companies will or won't do because honestly, this day and age, starting a business, you don't start a business to be a profitable business. You start a business that looks like it might be profitable in 10 years so you can get billions of investment dollars, cash out, and then rinse and repeat and go on to the next thing. And if you're touching stuff with adult content, you probably can't do that. That's my rip about what could potentially save GPU mining or generating passive income with computer hardware at home, burning electricity and getting paid out more than what you spent in electricity. Obviously it's more of a day-to-day profit thing that you keep and leave running, and you can predict what you're gonna make, sort of. There's really no upside there unless you take those proceeds from the mining and then invest it into your favorite cryptocurrency, if you even want to do that. I'm sure the potential's there, but I think if we're going to save it, then you kind of got to look to what the next big thing is, and that's probably distributed compute in some fashion. I'd love to know what your thoughts are in the comments below, because AI platforms, Vast AI, Chlor, whatever, are certainly popular. People thinking like, it's going to be the saving grace, that their computers are going to be used, for these different AI things. But why would anyone want to use those when they could use something like AWS or whatever the current centralized model is, that's going to give you a predictable outcome, it's going to be a predictable cost, and it's going to be backed up by a multi-trillion-dollar company versus a bunch of nunniks. If you like content like this where I just sit and stare at a camera and talk for approximately 8 to 12 minutes, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm TheTechnicals. See you next time.